Hi guys, and welcome back to Bikes and Laces, where today I'm going to be taking you through the next in our series of our book club books. This week I'm bringing you the book There Is No Map in Hell by Steve Birkinshaw. First though, if you are new to the channel and you have just stumbled across this video, then do make sure to consider going and subscribing to the channel, as well as drop us a little like and maybe even a comment at the end. So Steve's book, There Is No Map in Hell, is based around his attempt to complete the Wainwright loop. As well as trying to complete it, he's also trying to set a brand new record for it. Okay, so in order to complete the Wainwrights, he needs to reach all 214 Wainwright points that are dotted around the Lake District, which covers more than 300 miles of running and many ascents and descents going up and down the fells. So my first thought on this book was it is a very easy book to pick up and to get into. It's just got enough of that hook that as you start to read it, you're very eager to turn the next page and find out what's going to happen next. Going on the journey with Steve, I really enjoyed reading all about the fells. Now, not necessarily being a fell runner myself, it was nice to be able to dip into that world through this book, and see a different side of running. One thing I also really enjoyed about this book was just how much he actually acknowledged and spoke about the sacrifices that a lot of runners make, especially those who maybe run longer distances or, at a more elite level. There's a lot more training, times out and sacrifices that they do have to make. And Steve talks about this frequently in his book, not just for his personal health or personal mindset, but also the sacrifices he has to make towards his family. So one of my favourite quotes that shows this is just as he's starting to plan his adventure on the Wainwrights. As well as the difficulty of the run, I also needed to think about my family. To stand a chance of completing the challenge would mean getting everything right. It would mean being away from my family a lot. I would miss the fun days out with the children, bedtimes, relaxing evenings, watching TV, the normal things the family do. So, whenever anyone goes and does a big challenge or takes on a huge distance or tries to break a world record like Steve does, there's often a lot of thought that goes into, or a lot of questions asked, such as, what did you do to recover? What did you pack? What did you prepare? What changes did you have to make? But more often than not, there's not a huge amount of questions of what did you have to sacrifice to get there? And spending time with his family was one of the things. So it's really nice to be able to read that throughout the book. Another thing I really enjoyed was dotted throughout the book you get little segments that have been written by other people who supported him during his challenge. So there's a lot in there from his wife, but also various members of the support team who helped him to set up the challenge and complete the challenge. And I really enjoyed reading these little extra bits because it gave you a whole different perspective when you actually looked at the Wainwrights challenge and everything it entailed, as well as a different perspective from what Steve was going through or seeing. So that was a really nice addition to the book and definitely kept me hooked and reading it. The more I read of the book, the more I wanted to read, and that is very appealing. Everything that he writes is easy enough to relate to one way or another. So even if you're not necessarily a fell runner yourself, you can still connect with Steve throughout the book, which is great. Going through his recollection of the actual Wainwrights challenge, it was becoming more like you were reading a diary rather than just reading a story. And that was great. It was nice to go and read and find, the points where he felt like he was literally on top of the world, and then all the negative things. You got to experience everything with him, right down to his blisters and his nightmare with the midges. So some really good and powerful reading, especially going through that. So the big question is, did he complete it and did he beat the record? Well, I'm not going to ruin the story there, but what I am going to do is I'm going to tell you that you should go and give it a read. This book is ideal for everyone, whether you're a runner, non-runner, whether you run fells, or maybe like me, you're not really a fan of the hills. It doesn't matter where you are in your running career or if you've even started it. This is a nice, easy book to pick up. It's great to get hooked onto, and it's got a really great reading style. So definitely do go and check it out. Okay, so I've given you a rundown of the book. I've given you what my favourite parts are. and I've advised that you go and maybe check it out yourself. So I'm going to wrap this video up. Thank you very much for watching. If you stumbled across us and you enjoyed this video, then do hit that thumbs button and give us a like, and why not consider subscribing to the channel as well. We post book club reviews every month, so you can go and check them out, and we do have a playlist where you can go and see our previous ones as well. If you do want to go and check out some of our previous ones, then just go and click here where you can find the playlist and go and hit that subscribe button over there as well. Oh, and before I go, if you've got any book recommendations that you think we should be reading and reviewing, then why not pop them in a comment below? Or if you're a brand new author and you want someone to review your book, why not get in touch and see if we can get hold of a copy.